Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristin Field. I'm the Associate Director for the React Education and a co-PI on the project. So through the 5-year funding that we have for the React program, we will be supporting 51 U.S. trainees. It's NSF money, so these trainees are American citizens or permanent residents. 16 of these will be PhD students who will be at different stages in their PhD program when they enter the React program. They will either be third year, second year, or first year students. And so we'll be taking up to 3 third year students who entered this year as the first cohort, 5 second year PhD students who are entering this year or the next year, and 8 first year students who will be entering starting next year. We'll start recruiting in the spring. Each these students will be supported for 1 to 3 years of their PhD program, depending on when they enter the program and when they are in their PhD program. So it's a slightly complex system, but it allows us to start the research much faster and get going through it. We will also be supporting 1 Alabama State University student each year for a total of 5. And partially supporting 1 postdoc each year for a total of 5 postdocs. We also have money to support 5 undergrads per year, and this is mainly in doing research in France at Giant. And those undergraduates will be recruited from Penn, from Bryn Mawr, and from Villanova. So we're really excited about the scope of what this grant will reach and the number of people it will be able to offer these experiences to. And I'll talk a little bit about those as we go on. So we're really excited about the first cohort of fellows. These are graduate students and PhD students, PhD students and postdocs. And for Act 1, we have Neha Manahar and David Ring. For Act 2, Stephanie Barrow from Alabama State and a postdoc, Tagbo Niapa. And for Act 3, Natalie Gogotzi and Ted Trigg. And so we just welcomed them on board. We're excited to have them and for their contributions in the upcoming years. All of the React trainees, this is from undergrad all the way actually through early career faculty members, will take part in research at Giant. And this is a critical component of the PIRE initiative, which is the NSF initiative that funds React. And so they may not go the first year that they come into the program, but they will go sometime during their association with React. We have, as you've heard from Francine, we've had a long-standing relationship with the Giant internship program, and these are pictures from past Giant internship programs where we've sent Penn students and Alabama State students. We've got undergrads there, Emma, who's a graduate student, and right here. We've got a couple Alabama State students, including one who returned as a postdoc to do her postdoc at Giant. And then there's Sarah Fakri, who was there last summer giving a talk as part of the French-American workshop and speaking to actually an intern from a different school. So the Giant International Internship Program hosts students not only from Penn, but from a lot of different universities. And so that's one benefit of our students going over. They get to interact with a lot of different interns from a lot of different places. And as you've just heard from Ryan, it's wonderful that we have Solvay on board for the trainees as a resource. I mean, it's a fantastic resource for them. I won't elaborate, since you just heard from Ryan a little bit more in depth of what Solvay will be offering to our trainees, but all fellows, postdocs, and PhD students will be matched with a Solvay mentor. And that mentorship will extend at least through their association with React, if not longer, if they establish informal relationships to talk about industry career issues. And then 6 of the PhD students who are part of this program, these are ones who have entered as first-year students, will have, along their time with React, the opportunity to do 6 to 8 weeks at a Solvay site. And that could be in Bristol, Brussels, or in Lyon, depending on what their project is. Then we've got this really nice program where for the fellows, they have a structured program to help develop teaching skills and scientific communication skills. And so all of the PhD students, postdocs, and early career faculty who will be doing research at Giant will develop a teaching talk before going to Giant that summer. And then with the Penn Center for Teaching and Learning, we will hold critique sessions where they will present their talks and get feedback, pedagogical feedback from the Center of Teaching and Learning, as well as technical feedback from other REACT members. And this will also serve as a nice forum to be able to talk about best practices for teaching and for there to be mentorship among junior and senior members among the REACT team. And then once the fellows get to Giant for their summer internship, they will then give their teaching talk to these other Giant international internship participants, those interns. And again, those are our students outside of Penn who are there at Giant to do summer work. They will, and then once the fellows return to Penn, they will also give some modification of this talk to students at Villanova and Bryn Mawr, which will also help recruit undergrads for the following summer to go to Giant. And a subset of these students will also modify their talks to make them appropriate for high school and middle school students, and those will be given locally as outreach. Another component of the REACT educational activities are to have professional development workshops for the fellows, and to ask that the fellows participate in at least 4 of these workshops through each year that they're associated with REACT. And so some of these will be organized by us, and some of them will be organized by the Center for Teaching and Learning, the ones on teaching. Some are organized by the School of Engineering's postdoc office. And so there are a lot of different resources at Penn, and these topics can be driven by the fellows' interests and career path development initiated by them, by their own interests. So these are just some examples of topics that we've had and that will come up in the future, but these will change each year. And we will also be using Solvay to develop some new workshops that we host. And then finally, for the Penn undergraduates, for those who are seniors, they can participate in the Senior Design Project, which is required for some majors, and that's done during their senior year, the fall and spring, which culminates in a big presentation and a competition for awards. And this year we're really fortunate to have 3 great undergraduates in the MSc department. That's Material Science Department, and that's Sonia Kripke, Gracie Salmon, and Jason Wu. And they are being mentored by Professor Winey this year. So what I want to end with is just, when do we recruit the next batch of trainees? And for the graduate students and postdocs, we will be doing this in the spring so that they apply in the summer or the fall. And for the undergraduates, now we're talking about research at Giant for 2016, summer 2016. We'll be taking applications in January, and we'll be looking for Penn undergraduates as well as undergraduates at Bryn Mawr and Villanova for that. And in short, I mean, we have a great starting group of trainees, and we will be looking for some excellent trainees as we go along, and we're just really excited about this. So I will be at the reception. If anyone has questions, you can always email the React at C's email for any questions about education or research, and it'll get to the right person. And I think, because we're really short on time, that's it for now. So